is CIPHER 0. I got this in a bundle with a few other puzzle games, so I'm jumping into this with absolutely zero knowledge. I already browsed the settings a little bit. I didn't really change anything. I'm just going to jump in. Lake. What a cool art style. Hold on, the game is very quiet, which I don't mind on my end, but it probably is even more quiet. The recording, I don't know. Well, I'll keep an eye on it. It's probably okay. Okay, so what do we have here? Intro puzzle? Series of puzzles, I guess. Start with this one. Toggle tile. Submit solution. Okay. All we did was turn it to a lighter color. And it revealed the circle. Okay. Do I need to leave it solved? And then puzzles are kind of connected. Interesting way. Okay, here it looks like a progress bar of some sort. Okay, I don't know what I'm trying to solve. Does it want both of them a lighter gray? I guess so. Okay, this little glowing white bar is different now. They're stacked on top of each other. So is this going to fail? It didn't like the top one. Okay, I saw it click both of those as if maybe checking them. I'm guessing this way also fails. This one fails. But that one's okay. Oh dear. Okay, now this one, there's no glowing white bar next to it. So previous solution was this, right? So how, and it still works. That's not very useful information. What if I do this? Okay, that one still fails the same. If I just do this, then that fails that one. Okay. Is it a row and column situation? Okay, yeah, I think this is indicating how many it wants lit in each row and column. So this needs one lit in this column. This needs one lit in this row. That's what I'm going to go with for now. Let's see if that continues. Yeah, so now this one wants two. So any solution that has just one will fail. And yeah, okay, and at least one needs to be lit for this even to show up. One for each row, two for the column. Yep. Okay, and now it's getting interesting. Let's see. It looks like we can't have that. We can have this because we can't have two in this row due to this. So this one has to be lit since this is the only one in this column. Then we need two here. There's only one way to arrange that. This one needs 2, and there's only 2, so that has to be that. That's the 1 already. This one needs 1, so we do that one. Okay, now we're scaling up a bit here, huh? This one has to be... Both of those have to be 2, since those are the only 2. Only 1 more in this row. This is... Okay, this row's done. Be nice if there... Can I, like... I was gonna say, it'd be nice if I could mark things. Whoa, wait, hold on. Middle click. Oh, middle click submits. Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let me just mark all those ones as for sure. This is starting to feel like, what is it? Like kind of a Picross or Sudoku style thing where how you can mark cells that are the way you want them. Okay, we need 1 on the bottom row. And we need 1 more in the middle row. Does either way work? Nope. Oh, wrong button. I just got an achievement for doing that. I don't know. I can look at that later. So I think this would work. I think this would work as well, right? All right, we have to have both of those. Why is it purple now? Started with yellow on the other one. Okay. We don't have any requirements here. We need... Okay, this one's done. The whole column is done. Which means this one has to be like that. All 3. Which means this row is done. We need 1 more along here, 1 more along here. I think this is another case of where it doesn't really matter to do the diagonals. Those are good. That column's good. That one's good. That one has to be like that. And that should be it. Here's one where all 3... No options there. All 3 of those have to be on. This one, that whole column's done. One of these has to be... And one of these do, but 3... Okay, this might be another case where there's multiple options. Let me try... We just do that. We could just do this, right? 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, yeah, I think the bundle of puzzle games I got, the theme was, I think, games where you kind of have to figure out the rules on your own, which I love. Very nice. This definitely is following the theme. Okay, do we have a new set of rules? I was wondering if that might be the case. Cool. Let's see. Let's not even try to assume anything here. Let's just try stuff. Okay. Again, it's checking the glowing shapes. We got 2 different shapes now, though. So, like, I didn't check this one. Okay. Every option fails except for the one. I don't suppose it needs to be like this whole thing connected between the two or something like that. No other solution work for the next one. Maybe I have to connect a path between them. They don't even. I can't even get one of them to confirm. Okay, I'm suspecting it needs to be a path connecting. So like that's obviously not going to work. Does it have to be? So what if I do this? Yeah. Okay. So you can't have anything connected that's not part of the path? That's what it's looking like. Okay. Okay, now we're bringing in the other rule. So if this one has to be lit because it's part of the path, this might actually be why you have different colors here, so you could kind of mark for different rules or something. Okay, this is potentially going to get really complicated, huh? Well, those two have to be lit. And we have to have... So we... Wait, how does the path work if you're like this? Yeah, it doesn't like that. Oops. Oop, run. Try this. Okay. You can't have... You have to have one path connecting them. You can't have... Like, you can't just fill in the whole thing. Okay, which means we can't use those. Which means the path has to come from here. And if this needs two, then both of those have to be on. Leaves only one option. There's no way we could go down. Because if we were to go down, we'd have to come around this way. And if we're already connecting here, then we can't use any other ones. And we have to go up top. So we can't use those. I don't think. Actually, is there a way to use it? I don't think there's a way to use this one either. Because you could have a path like this. Okay, I don't know how to word this. But you end up with the path having to kind of loop back on itself, which doesn't work. So this one can't be used, which means this one has to be used, which means this one has to be used, which means this one can't be used because then that would break this single path rule. And since there can only be 3, we turn there. Let's just start by always turning those ones on, huh? Only one can be connected here. 3 and... Okay, we can't go here because that would connect the path, and we need the path to go elsewhere. Which means the next step would be here. And I don't... Can we go here? I don't think so. We can't just go straight here because then we're leaving this one out. We could do something like this. We can't quite do this because this row now has two, and we can't loop around because now we have too much going on here. We can go around like this because then now we have two here, three there. Okay, but we have too many here. So we go like this. Nope, that doesn't work either. This works. Okay, wow. So all three of those rows have to have three. So, let's just guess that we have to go down first along this path. If that's the case. How do we? Can't just snake across. As soon as we touch any of these ones, we have to connect to here, which does limit things. I mean, you could go the long way. Here, we can get those two there. We have one for all of the rows that need it. Okay, but we have too many at the bottom. If we wanted to kind of snake around like this, we could do this. Almost. Okay, this isn't going to quite work. Too many here now. Oh, okay, wait. No. Does this work? 2, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm guessing we're getting a third thing now. No, this is just more of the same still. Oh, okay, hold on. We're forced to do this, but how does this work with the path? I thought... okay, I guess if it doesn't connect, the path that connects these 2 points cannot have anything like branching off of it that's not part of the path, right? Like I can't do this. We have to have, the path has to be one continuous path that connects along cardinal directions with no branches. But if we have a disconnect, then we're free to place more. That connects both of those. Does diagonal work? Diagonal works, yes. You have to have both of these. We could only have one point crossing and vertically and horizontally. I guess. Hold on. Right. Okay. We have to do this. kind of keeping in mind that these solutions are almost all going to involve having a gap here. I realize going the other way doesn't work because then you have too many here. That really only leaves that as an option. Oh. Right? We have all three there, two there. Yeah, okay. Every column has to have two. Can I just do this, I guess? Okay, a similar one, but now we're ending along the bottom. Okay, how could we get 3 on both of these? The problem with that is you get overlap. And that doesn't work. This can also only have 1. Which means there has to be a disconnect in here somewhere. And if there's some sort of... Hold on. If we come at it from this direction, we're running into the same problem. I guess maybe you do this. But we need more over here. We can't do that unless we do this. Okay, just ended up pushing the path over. I don't suppose this is one that can just be kind of done similarly. No, because anything here is going to be part of the path, and that doesn't work. So we have to go up at some point. Let's just arbitrarily pick there. And I notice I can click and drag. A quick way of doing that. Oh, okay, we missed that one. That can only have 1. All right. What if we try this way? Does this change anything? No, that doesn't work. We can't connect anything here now. Okay, so maybe the path goes up and down. That's another option. Does this work? Nope, that doesn't work because both of those have to have 1. And that's too many there. Okay, maybe it's not symmetrical. What options do I have here? I can't do something like this. Which means we're kind of limited. If we go up this way, we have to go there. I mean, unless we take like there must be like a long path. Does something like this work? Oh yeah, okay, that works. Not really sure where to start on this one. Yes, we have to have 3 along this top row. We can't do this because then there's nowhere we can place the second one here or here. Just kind of doing random things to see what works. That worked, but we can't satisfy this row. What if, is there a way? Okay, I'm looking at this top row here. Is there, like, what arrangements can we have here? Because we have to have 3. Do the 3 have to be next to each other? See, we can't do this because this path doesn't work. Like, in order to connect this path, we have to go here, and that doesn't work. We can't have a gap here for the same reason. So that leaves either this or this. I'm guessing this is gonna be what I want, but this... What am I missing? Oh, I guess like this. Yeah, this corner connection here is fine. Next biome. We're gonna get new rules in a new biome. Is there anything like going on in the backgrounds that I... Whoa, okay, I can... Alright, let's just go. Okay, yeah, new rules. We have a glowing circle this time. It is above it. I don't suppose this affects the columns in the same way as the other one did. Okay, it likes that. There's no other options there. Is this gonna work? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, just confirming that there is a different set of rules here. Maybe at least one? Or... It can't be at least one. No, what? Okay, this one's a little weird. This is not enough information to figure this out, right? It's not a case of at least one in the row or column. Otherwise, this would work. For some reason, this one wants both. Okay, let's see the next one. Oh. Huh. Maybe it wants... Maybe it wants one next to it. This would fail if it needs exactly one. Because now this one has 2. Yeah. Okay. And if we do this, this one will work. This one will not. Okay. And this one is the solution, obviously. Perfect. Okay. The current rule I'm holding is that there just needs to be one adjacent to them. Let's see if that continues to be the case. Okay, yeah, we're still using old ones, so that one has to be on. This one cannot, otherwise this one would have 2 next to it. We need exactly one there, or there, or there. And we need... I mean, you could just do the top row. Is that the only option? Yeah, I think it might be. So this would satisfy all 3 of these, but it would not satisfy this one, and there's no way to satisfy this one with this, because this breaks that. So that can't work. We could do this. This one has 1. The other ones have all been in cardinal directions, not diagonal, so I'm assuming that this is okay. This one just wants an adjacent one. Not considering the diagonals. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so these ones we have more freedom with. We gotta turn one off there. Both of those now have two, and now we need one. We s- we need one along the middle row. I think that works. Well, that satisfies three of them. But we need two along the middle. We were to do something like this, and then this one doesn't compete with any of the other. Like, what did the achievement call it? The pip rule, I think is what it was. I wasn't paying attention to what it called all the rules. I think it was pip, wire. I don't. It's just been pip and wire so far, right? And now we have this dot, and I don't know if this. I don't think I saw what this one was called yet. Anyway, so both of those are satisfied. That yeah, they're all good. Okay, we need some of these. We do this. Interesting. That satisfies most of them, but then it breaks other stuff. Just prevents us from doing anything else. It means we can't use any of the corners, but we can't place anything more in the middle, so that doesn't work. We could do this. That works like that, but no, we need something else here. Oh shoot, man. How do I... Okay, hold on. Let's stop for a moment. That's fine there. We can't place one here or here now, but we have to place... But we have to... So we can't do this to satisfy both of these. We can't do this because that breaks both of those. Can't do that. We have to... Do we have to just do this here and then that? This is the dot glyph is what the achievement says that is. Okay. The pip, the wire, and the dot. Oh, I haven't been paying attention. Are we always entering sort of an upside down inverted base with the background there? Okay, interesting. This is 2. So I assume this means that they want 2 next to it. They're just seen as a unit. Yeah. That's too many. I guess that just works, yeah. Oh, this is going to start getting tricky. 2, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, okay. Oh, 3. Okay, no choices there. That one can't be used. All of those ones are done. I can't block this one up. Okay, that one's locked now. That one's locked. That one has to be... That one needs 1. doesn't work because this needs 1. That works. That works. Yep. We have to have 1 here and 2 along the bottom row, and this actually I think it just works. What happens if I do that? Then we can't use either of those. That one's satisfied. This one's not satisfied. But okay, that one's not satisfied. Right. We have to have one of these two. We could do that one to satisfy this, which blocks that one. That one's blocked. This, which is only 2 options for this, or only 1 option for this one. And then only 1 option for this one, but that breaks that. Okay, so maybe we do this instead, which forces this one. And we need 1 here, so that one has to be... That one has both, so then we do this. Yeah. Okay. Only 1 along the bottom and top rows. I don't see an obvious place to start on this one. Is there somewhere where I have exactly 2 choices and I can try 1 and eliminate it potentially? We have, with this 2, we have 1, 2, we have 3 choices here. I think everywhere I see we have, I think, 3 choices. All right, well, let's start with this. Just looking at this one, we have 3 choices based on what we can do here. So if we, how do I want to do this? Oh, okay, well, I'm trying to think how I want to keep track of this, but whatever. Okay, so we try this, which means that one cannot be on, which forces this there. This row forces those. That one forces that row. That one's done, and here we have a contradiction. This column can't be satisfied anymore. Is there a connect? Hold on. Need I saw there was a setting for a button that I think wasn't bound that I now want. Clear grid. Why can I not find it? Why is it unused? What? I don't understand. I can't map this. Ah! Use a different. Oh, is this mouse only? You have a mouse button? Okay, I can do a mouse button. That's weird. I can't do keyboard. Oh. Okay, but then you'd have to navigate. You can't do both keyboard and mouse? Uh-oh. Oh, don't do this to me. Oh, that's messed up. Okay, wait, hold on. I think it's because I have something inserted that it thinks is a keyboard. Let me just pull it out. Yeah, okay. My Azeron keypad, it's interpreting that as a controller. Okay. And now that that's pulled out, we're fine. Okay. Interesting, you can't have mouse and keyboard buttons. Okay, but mouse 5 is fine. Just want to be able to reset for situations like this easily. Okay, so we tried this, and this doesn't work. Let's try a different combination that still uses this one, so we can figure, depending on the result here, if we enter another contradiction, we'll know that this one has to be off. Actually, maybe we do this instead. No, this doesn't help either. I'm trying to see if there's a way to, because with this configuration, I was able to satisfy this one by knowing that this one has to be off. Is there a similar, maybe there's a similar rule here or similar effect? Yeah, because then this one has to be like that, and then that one has to be off. Okay, yeah, see, there's a problem here now. Same thing. Oh, it doesn't clear the flags. Okay, which means this one has to be off. Which forces both of those to be on. Okay, but I can't really make any progress off of that. Okay, but those are definitely... Okay, this flag thing is weird, because... Turns it... Oh, okay. Okay, these three are... I guess, so I can clear now, and that's fine. Okay, so I guess that's actually good that the flags don't clear if I want to be able to reset. I could use yellow to represent off and the blues to represent on right now. I think those have to be like that. That's the only thing we know for sure so far. I could do a similar thing with the one down here. Maybe it's just symmetrical. Like, can we do this? That satisfies both of those. Can we just do that? Okay, we have two choices down here. Let's try one of them. Maybe this one? No, okay, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But those are definitely off in this scenario. I don't see anything else I can zoom off of that. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can think about this differently. If we do something like this, then we have to do that. But it takes care of both of those, but there's too many. Okay, because there's too many in this row because of this 3, which means that we have to do something like this. Which means that those two are definitely on. And then for this double one, because all of these are fine still. We have to have one along here. Let's just try one. We do that. We have to do... Oh, but we need... Oh, geez. Okay. Just working through this quickly as I see things that don't work. Okay, but yeah, that's not really helping. Is this right? Those two have to be on. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, and then we... So if we do one here for this, that forces one to go there. So that whole column is blocked off, and this one needs one more. This one fixes this whole column. And this, okay, but then that means we can't satisfy this one now. So I think it has to be like this, or not like that. So this one has to go here, which I guess locks those. Yeah, we can't put one here because of this. I think you could look at this in isolation, right? Which means that has to go there and that one has to stay off. Which means that one has to be on. That one's done, and then we do there. Oh, now we have a dot inside a grid that we can click on. I'm assuming it's going to follow the same rules, and it needs to be adjacent, not on top of. Oops. Yes. Okay. This is how we're going to like, kind of bridge all the rules so far, huh? Oh, interesting. It just ignores the cell that it's on. Yeah. Okay, it only checks the adjacent cells then, I think. Yeah, completely ignores the one that it's on top of. Like this. We can do that, or we can do one up top. This one only needs one next to it, though. We do need one in this position. We do need one on this row. We can't do that. We can't do that. Wait, can we do this? No, we can't do that. Can we do this? No. No. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Okay, hold on, reset. One of these has to be on. And exactly one of them. If it's this one, then this has to be here for that. That one has to be there for that. This one has to be there for that. Okay. One of these needs to be on. Now we don't have one for this. We can't put one in either of these. Can we do this? No, because then this one doesn't have one. Can't do that. Can't do that. Could put one there. Like this. Oops. Oh, that one needs one next to it. Oh dear. Hold on, that doesn't work. Can't. like that. I think. No, oh, that one's got 2 next to it now. Oh, falling apart here. Let's see. There we go. Yikes. Okay. Again, I'm not really sure where to start on this one. We need 3 of these. If we were to put one here, that would satisfy both of those. That one takes care of that one. Can't have one. That one's next to 1. That one's next to 3. This one's next to 2 now. We could do this. 3, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, I think. Okay, having the dots in the grid actually does make it a little trickier, I think. At least to think about. We can't use this one. We can't use this one. Because these ones are next to... No, I know, I'm thinking about this wrong. If we use this one, then we can't use this one. But we need to be careful. With these 2 up here. That satisfies all of those. That takes care of that one. But now... Oh, maybe that works? Okay. We do something like this to take care of this and both of these. But that means I can't use that. I kind of took a gamble that was right. I didn't actually confirm it thoroughly. Interesting. How do we do this one? No pips, just the dots. Everyone needs 2 next to them. Exactly 2. This one is only next to 2. Let's just do that. This one is also only next to 2, so let's do that. This one has both of theirs satisfied. That then. With both of these at 1. Actually, this whole setup is not symmetrical, so the solution is probably not symmetrical either, I would guess. We could do something like that to take care of both of those. We would need to do similar here. That takes care of that 3. That takes care of that 3. That takes care of the 2s. But now there's too many next to the 1s. That's too many. Oh, the 2s are already satisfied. I feel like I might be missing something if this is symmetrical. But this, like, what's the point of having an asymmetrical dot? Okay, but it works. Okay, I was wondering when the wire would show up again. But we can't just do this because this one has to have both of those. We have to be like this. And the only way I see making a path work like that is like this. We have to have both of those on. And we can't have a path that goes through a single dot. Because the path has to be connected on two sides, except for the start and end points. You could just do that to satisfy both dots, right? All right, so that one cannot be on because this one's already next to one. And this needs to be next to 2. We could just have the path go around like that. The path that goes over a double dot will kind of guarantee to be satisfied. Yeah, that works. We just kind of do something like this. Can't quite do the same. Okay, but this one... The path has to go through one of these points. One of those points. But not both. Okay, but this one has to be next to 3. But we can't go around it like this. Because of this, we have to have one of these. But we can't do this. We go like that. How are we going? We can't. Can't do that. Oh. Okay. Right. We don't have to have the path being the one that satisfies that. And I need to pay attention. Something like that. Okay, that one's good. I guess we could just do this. Yeah. Oh. How are we going to... Is this another one where maybe the path and these things are separate? Silly. Okay, we can't do this because we can't place any here. Maybe if we go no, wait, how do we... We have to touch 3 sides. think. Ah. Ooh, 4. Okay. Well, that takes care of that. But that means the path can't go over there, right? Oh, yeah, we connected here. But this one is a problem. We can't have the path touch this, right? We can't have the path touch it because there's no way to connect in a way that doesn't loop itself, right? That's then paths can't go through single dots because we touch it when we approach it, which means we can't leave either way. Okay, wait, so what am I missing? Okay, no, we can touch these. We just have to be careful with how we do it. You can go like this. Right, you can touch 2, or theoretically even 3. You could get okay, no, you can touch all of them. Yeah. You just have to be careful in how you approach it. And we forgot to connect. Okay, but that's still tricky. Yeah. There we go. If we just do this, it doesn't work because we'd have to place one here or here, which breaks the path. Okay. What about just something like this? Is there a way to make that work? No, because you get a similar problem. Okay, so what is the way that these can be satisfied? We have to... Well, I mean, something like that does work. There's no way to connect all of the... There is, actually. Let me just kind of do a similar idea here. We don't need to go through all of these. This is just too many or too many squares for some of these. Yeah? Okay, yeah, this is getting interesting. Next biome. I wonder how many there are. Looks like a nuclear facility. Power plant. Okay, now we have a rectangle. A long rectangle. A rectangle that is, in this case, not a square. Now we have an exclamation point. Does this work? Okay, this must be worth 2. It's just like 2 that you can't toggle individually. Is it actually worth 2? It is. Okay. Yeah, so I guess that works, right? Okay, so this is just introducing the concept of grid spaces that are connected in a way that you can't toggle them separately. So, yeah, so it means you can't toggle this one, which means you have to toggle that one. And over here, we could just do that. Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. Oh boy, yeah, this is just an extra layer it's going to be hard because when you make a move of toggling one of these, you're affecting multiple things at once in a less obvious way. That means we can't turn on any of those or that one. Means we have to turn on this one means we have to turn on this one, which satisfies the last two. As I discovered a cluster tile. Oh, it counts as one for the purpose of the dots. Okay. So there's a distinction in the rules between the pips and the dots that has just not been important until now. Is that the pips operate on the grid spaces, regardless of the tiles. Pips operate on the tiles. And until now, the grid spaces and the tiles were the same, but that's no longer the case. I can't turn on either of these. One of these has to be on. If we do that one, we'd have to turn off that. If we do this one, we'd have to turn off that. We could do that instead. Okay. And that's actually important here too. The pips operate on the tile level. Like you don't need to think about them in the grid space at all, I think, except for when tiles are adjacent to each other. I think the tiles can't be adjacent on a corner. They have to be adjacent on one of the flat edges. Yeah. But both of these have to be on because of this one. And then these two are adjacent to each other, so they're satisfied now. This one needs 2. It's next to 3. This one needs 1, so that one has to be on. Now both of those are happy. This one is not. We can't turn this one on. We can turn both of those on since they don't affect themselves. Well, it's going to be hard to start kind of keeping track of which ones are next to each other potentially. Okay, so this one is next to all 4 of the others. We could do this, I think. Both the single pips or single dots are next this tile. Yeah. Okay, how many is this one next to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 of those have to be on. Let's just start by trying to turn these ones on. That one's happy. These two are still not happy. I could do this or this. I can safely turn this one on without affecting the others. I need to turn one more on for this. But then these two still need to be satisfied. I could just do that. But I need to be careful because I need one more for this. If I turn that one... I guess I could turn this one on, right? Now these two are satisfying each other. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Okay. But this one needs 5. There's 6. So all but one of these has to be on. Which one do I want to turn off? Maybe this one? Oops. Okay, 2 along this grid. So we could do this to satisfy it, but then this one needs to be next to 2 more that are on. We could just do this. That's next to both of those. That's next to all 3 of those. Yeah. Oh, geez. This takes care of that, both of those. This one needs... That takes care of that. That takes care of that. Okay, now can we satisfy this without messing up any of the others? I don't think so. We can turn this one on. You know, man, maybe we can. That's 4. Can't touch that. We could do this instead, I suppose. 5. 2, 2, 2. There's too many here. Maybe we don't want the center on then. We need one more, and that one needs... I've got too many around the edges now. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got 7. 7 of them are turned on. That's not gonna work. Do that to get rid of one of them. That to get rid of another, but no, that doesn't work. 6. We need to turn off one more somehow. There, that one doesn't need to be on. Did I miss anything? That was tricky. Oh boy. Okay, it's getting hard to know where to start on these. just pick something at random. That's not a good one. Maybe this one. Maybe we start with this. Nah, I don't know. Let's see if these all three of these need to be on. Let me think. I guess well this will help tell us whether this whole thing needs to be on, which would be good to know. Because if it doesn't work with these three, it's like either like this or one of these other configurations, but having this big one, knowing whether or not this big one needs to be on, I think will be helpful because it has kind of a wide area of effect. So let's try this. Let's see if we can here. This one has to be off, which would mean that one has to be on. That's 2 out of 3 here. That one has to be off. Oh, there's too many here. This one's affecting that whole brother. Okay. That's good to know. That means that this 3, only one of these 2 can be on, which forces the big one to be on. And it also forces this one to be on. But this, okay, that one has an effect on this one. There's a similar situation going on over here. But we can't narrow it down to 1, I don't think, because there's not a similar single pip along this column. But we can't have both of these on at the same time because of this dot. Therefore, I think this one does have to be on. Only one in this entire row is left. We have one here. One of these 3. 2 here, 3 here. I'm not sure where to go from here. Let me think. I don't think this one can be on, right? Because one of these 2 has to be on to satisfy the triple. So all 3 of these have to be off. Okay, it's interesting how it does that, I guess. Wait, sorry, hold on. No, sorry, just these 2 have to be off, right? Because one of these have to be on. That satisfies this pip. Means these 2 can't be touched. This one, okay, so one of these still, that's still fine. Okay, do I just have to start trying things and eliminating options? Well, we have 2 possibilities here. Let's try this. And then this forces this to be off, which forces this to be on. This one needs 2 to be on, which forces this one to be on. And that's actually... Oh, that's perfect because this can only fit one here or here. Except everything else is still satisfied, right? I think so. We still need 3 along this whole side. It can't be this one. Which means because of this 2, it has to be this one. And we could put one there if we needed to. We could just put that one. And then I guess either of these works. Right? Okay, let's double check. So this 2, that one's next to 2. This one has 3. That one has 3. That one has 2, 2, 3, 3. Ah, we're missing one here. No, we're not. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. That's... Am I missing anything? Wow. Ooh. 2 paths that connect? No, it doesn't like that. Okay, no, hold on. What? Why is this one? Is it more... the solid diamond needs to maybe connect to an empty diamond, but the empty diamond doesn't care? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I think this is what I have to do, right? Okay, I guess every solid diamond has to be connected on a path to an empty diamond. The empty diamond maybe doesn't have any special rules on its own. So we basically have 2 options for paths here. Only one of them satisfies the double pip. The game feels really well designed in how it scales and expands on the rules. Like, the rules don't change, but it sort of hides or just delays introducing situations where certain details about the rules matter. Oop, that doesn't work. There we go. How is this gonna work? Like that? Okay. Jeez. Okay, yeah, for now I'm guessing the empty diamond doesn't really have any rules of its own. It's just there to satisfy the solid diamond. Even though it does highlight it as if it's checking something at the end. But maybe it just doesn't have any actual rules to check. Maybe just something simple. that doesn't really matter in terms of problem solving, at least. We need 3 in each of those. How? Okay, this is gonna be a case where we're gonna have to disconnect a bit, right? Like, what sort of path can we? How can we? I'm actually, hold on. I'm not sure how. What sort of pattern lets us get? Lets us get 3 into each of these rows. It's gonna have to be something like this, but that doesn't work. Is there another? Yeah, this doesn't work. You can't have 2 here like this. No path that connects there, so it would have to be like that. We could do something like this. Maybe we want to flip it. We don't have. Ooh, okay. Oh, so something like that is an option as well. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, wow. So this single pip is preventing us from going to the left because then we can't go back to the right. So let's start with that. Means all of those can't be used. We could end it right here. Wait, oh shoot, did I check on one of the earlier ones? Can I do this? Okay, okay. So there is a check here on the hollow diamond. If the hollow diamond is in a square that is toggled on, then it has to be paired with a solid diamond. Yeah, that's something I should have checked on one of the earlier ones, but didn't think to. Okay, this one's very similar. How did that path look? It's not going to be the same path. It was something like this. This doesn't work, of course. There's some alternate that goes around like this. I don't think so. There's no way. I mean, the last one was tricky. Having me do this again. We can't touch that one. That's. I guess can we do something like this? Can't have that one. We'd have to turn that one on. No, but we'd have to. Is that it? Reinforcing, I guess, that every solid diamond needs to be connected to an empty one. Okay, we can't do that. We have to have 3 here somehow. Something like this would work. You have to have 3 in the bottom row. We could have like 2 here, 1 here, like this, but then we can't. Listen, we need to have 2. You have 2 in this row, 3 there, 3 there. Nope, that doesn't work. Many here. With this, yeah, so we can't use any of those squares. So all 3 of these squares have to be lit. Yikes. I'm just kind of trying something and seeing what works and seeing if I can adjust. This is one that's not working right now. I don't see... There we go. About to say, I don't see a simple adjustment I can make, but there was. Just do this. Probably not, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Can we... Yeah, okay, that's fine. We need to connect like that. All 4 of the... Okay, this is where kind of what I was saying before. Wait. Oh, this is tricky. Because we can't go here, because that immediately breaks it. So we have to go here. And then from here, we can't go there still, so we have to go there. And go around like this. But then here... How do we get past this? Wait, actually, we can't do this, right? We can't have 2 solids going to 1. No. Okay, it's gotta be something. What am I overlooking here? How do we get to this? Having trouble thinking of a way that works with both of them. Can it? Can there be a single path that connects all of them? Actually, I don't know if I can even arrange that. Hold on. That's what I meant to do. Let me, no, okay. Had to be sure. We definitely can't go here, right? There's no way. You immediately get into a branch. There's no other way to satisfy this. Yeah, which means you have to go here. But if you go here, then you have to go here. If you go here, you have to go. I mean, oh, yeah, okay. I didn't consider the other alternative at that point. Oh, okay. We like kind of two separate puzzles, but joined by these. So one of them has to go this way, the other one has to go this way. Not sure which way is which. All those have to be selected. Does this has to include the full column across both, of course. Could just do something like that. Satisfy all of that, but this needs, okay, but both of those need to be on, which means that doesn't work. So hold on. Can't just do something like that because we need to have 3 up top. There's, well, we could do that. Oh, oh, too many. Okay, let me do this instead. Now we have too many on this row. We have to cross up here. We have to cross here. So, but we have to cross at this point. If we have to cross here, there's definitely no way we can touch these. And if we go here, then we don't have a way of satisfying that, so we have to go down. We could go like this. These puzzles are great. I really like this. That's for the little triangles in the background. I didn't realize. I can click and drag. Okay. Oh, how does this work? I got an achievement, I think, for like failing puzzles a certain number of times. Okay, so we still have to create a path along the grid with these. We have a few options. We can't touch. Okay, yeah. We can only touch this once. We can't go over it. Okay, well now we just have to find a valid grid point. So we can't go up from here. We have 2 choices here. If we were to go here, then we don't have any choices. So we have to go here, which means we have to go here. And we have to go there. And then still no choices. We have to go there. Can't go here because then we would loop back or go around the wrong way. So let's go here. Yeah. we have 2 choices here. From here, we have 1 choice, and then 2 choices there. If we were to go here, but you could only go like this, and that doesn't really work. Maybe like this? No, that doesn't really work either. Wait. Okay, wait, what am I missing? Oh, no, but that doesn't work, right? Ah, there we go. That's what I was missing. All right, let me just select the ones that I know have to be selected. There's 1, 2, 3. No, we can't do that. We'd go here. Okay, so if we were to go this way, then there's no way. Okay, having a path go through a 3 dot. That there should be no way to do that. Because no matter what the shapes are, if a 3 dot was touching 3 other shapes, there is no single path that could go through there. So the only option to satisfy this would be these ones. Anything else would result in the loop in the path. And I'm guessing we can have a similar kind of rule here, right? We can't go through it. We do have to touch this one twice somehow. Touch it there. I think that's actually the only option there. And I think it's a similar situation here. Oh, okay, but I'm already seeing there's no real way to connect this properly. There's other ways of connecting these, actually, like this. Like that. This is only 1, 2. We'd have to go like... but now we have too many here. Those can't touch. That probably shouldn't go through. Go like that instead. Oh, but that can't do that. You can go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not good. One, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, for this one. Okay, we could do something like this, maybe? We can't... wait, no, that's not enough, right? 2 there, 2 there. This needs 4 still. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. how work? No way to like connect to this. We can't have both of these on at the same time, which means this one has to be on, right? All of these have to be on. We can do this. I think that's kind of the same. Oops, what did I... Oh. Oh, but then if we take that off... I don't suppose there's a path that doesn't go through everything. Is there like a shorter path that would work? I feel like probably not. I mean, this is assuming we even go through it, right? This is next to 6 others. Maybe we could do there's other paths like this. That doesn't work. And there's no way to satisfy this one without connecting to the path. All right, let's kind of back up here. Let's try and kind of start over. I'm gonna think about this again. So, yeah, these ones all have to be on, of course. And we have to connect them. Was my reasoning for this triple dot correct? That it would basically being that the path cannot go through it. Any piece that's along the path must be touching exactly 2 other pieces. Which means you can't go through the triple. You could go around the triple, theoretically, maybe not in this grid setup, and then satisfy the triple with other ones that are not touching the path. But I think but the path is touching it. This one's definitely off. If that one's off, we have one of them guaranteed here. Which means one of these 3, or 2 of these 3 have to be on. If this one is off, then the path has to go this way. And then in order to connect both of these, you would have to go we can't loop back on the path here or here. You'd have to, well, the path would have to kind of go through like this. But now we have the path going through a 4 dot, and I don't think that works. So I think this one has to be on then. It means one of these has to be on, and this one can't be on, right? Okay, yeah, with this setup, this one has to be on then. That one has to be off. And this is not a valid path, so this one is forced to be off, which means this one has to be on. And for this one to be on, it actually doesn't have to be part of the path. That's fine. Because the path could go like this. Okay, this one can't go through the forest, so this one has to be on. There's still a lot of ambiguity here, I think. This can go up or to the right. If we go up, then we can't touch that, so we have to go here. But this one needs 2 lit next to it. And if we go here, then we can't light either of these, so that doesn't work. So this one would have to be off, and we'd have to go here. And if we're going there, then we have to go there. And if we're going there, we have to go there. And then now we have another branch here. Now you could do this. But we have 5 connecting there, so that doesn't work. Could go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, does this actually work? Wow. That was tough. That was fun to figure out. Okay, we could use similar rules here. We know this one has to be off. Otherwise, it would be part of the path, and you can't have a triple part of the path. You can't have a 1 be part of the path either. And it's already next to it, so none of those can be on. And if none of those can be on, then all 3 of these need to be on. And I'm already seeing a problem. Well, it's not necessarily a problem, because we just don't have to make all 3 of those part of the path. We need 1 more. Both of these are happy. I think I just got an achievement for using the flags. It said it's like preparation or something. So this one has to be off because it can't be, it's adjacent to the path. But it can't be part of the path. Do something like that. All of these ones have to be off, which means the path has to go this way and this way. And all 3 of those have to be on, so we could do this. There, so that one, those will all have to be off. Here's one where we could theoretically go around like that if we need to. All of these have to be off, since that's 1. We need... Okay, well if that one has to be off, then all 3 of these has to be on. That takes care of all 3 of those. 3, 3, I think we're good. Well, this is actually kind of interesting. If this is on, well, it depends whether the path needs to come through here or not. Oh, this doesn't work because of the 1. If that doesn't work, one of these must be off, which means this one must be on. And this one must be on. And then only one of these is on. The path cannot go straight through. Can't do that. Path cannot go through there. Path probably doesn't go around that way. Okay, hold on. If this is here, the path does not go this way. Let's assume the path does go this way. And try this, which means all three of those cannot be used. For this to be a valid path, we'd have to do something like this. Yeah, okay. It's kind of a fun series of puzzles. Okay, the path cannot go through any of these. That doesn't actually mean that they have to be off. Well, this one does. These two, since they're adjacent to each other, we could have a situation here where this is one of the three satisfying this. Potentially. But there's no reason for this one to be on. No other restrictions for it. That one just probably stays off. Now we need to somehow turn off a few of these. Make a path here. Which one? So if we turn that one off, or if we leave it on, you go around like this. Does that just work? All right. Oh, this is fun. So this one needs 4 to be on. There's 1. Okay. Just like go a fun way around. See, just pick a fun route. Does this happen to work? Yeah. Okay. I figured it'd be something that went around the outside somehow. It just happened to be the first thing I tried. Okay, we can't go through this. And because it is adjacent to the path, we know for sure this one cannot be on. This one, the path is going to have to go next to this, either here or here. Path cannot go through there, so the path connects here. Right? I'm going through this kind of quickly. It would be could easily make a mistake here. Okay. Since this is a 2, I wouldn't be surprised to see the path go through this. But we run into problems here. Unless we do that, then it's fine. That's connected or adjacent to both of those. That one's got both of those. This one needs 3. It's got 3 there. This one needs 1. There's both of those, and that one needs 2 more. This one is already next to the one that it needs, which means neither of those can be on. This one needs 2. We could go like this, which means this one's good. Means neither of those are going to be on. And if the path is going this way, then it can't go this way. This needs 5, though. Ooh, okay, hold on. How are we going to do this? Okay, instead of having the path go through there, we have it go through this way. The 1 to satisfy there, the 2 to satisfy there. The path will eventually go back through that. We go around this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one's not used. We go through there, means we have to go there, and then down, and then up. I didn't count this one, but yeah, okay, looks like it worked. I could see this being like a spiral or something, right? No, you can't really do a spiral. Well, you can go like the inner and then the far outer. We can't go through there. We can't go through there. But we do need to touch those. We can't go through there or there, so we have to start by going down. Or up, right? How many is this actually next to? This one's next to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we can't go through there, then all 3 of these have to be on to satisfy this one. And then this one has to, all of those have to be on to satisfy that one. So we end up with, we're going in a loop here. That's not good. Hold on. Maybe, okay, maybe like this then. Yeah. Wait, why did it kind of, it did, okay. It didn't like go to the next biome automatically. It didn't prompt me. I guess now it's just trusting me to know to go to the next biome. Oh, we have a triangle. What does that mean? Let's just try something. Triangle is not happy there. What if we go through it? Triangle is still not happy. What if we do this? Okay, my theory is it needs to be contained by either lit pieces or the edges. Oh, but it was pointing in a direction maybe, right? What? It had 1. Now this is 2. But the direction or the number are important. Well, the same solution is it's not going to work, I would assume. If we do this... Okay, it's happy there. I don't know then. I need more examples. Now it has 3. Okay, wait, I have an idea. I have an idea. One empty square in like a little containment area, 2 empty squares. Then 3. Is this similar to the rule that was used in... Was it the witness? Is that how the triangles worked? I forget. There was something similar, I think. But if we want 3 empty, we have 3 empty squares now. Yeah, and then so that doesn't work. Okay. Not sure. Is there anything else I can try? Just I don't really see anything else I can try to learn anything else. So let's just do that. 2 triangles with 1 empty square. Have to do that. This is not going to work. Let me just make sure there's not something I can do like this. I don't know, like, there's no way to make it like 3 lit ones. Well, it could be a situation where it just needs to be 3 of the same. Okay, so if we need 3 empty ones, let's assume empty for now. Then how do we... go like that. Yeah. Divide those and those. Only a single. Can we connect the paths like this? We can like that, yeah. Four, huh? And we have to connect across the middle at some point. This one needs 3, so we can go around like this. That's too many here. That's still too many. I need one more. This one needs 2. We could go around like this, but nope, that doesn't work. Can we... What happens if we do this? Okay. So if the triangles are kind of in the same area, they kind of... Because each triangle sort of claims an empty tile. So there's 6 here. Is there a way to... We can just kind of, how are we going to do this? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay, this is gonna... They're getting hard as well. How many are there? Let's see. 5. Or yeah, 8. That's... There we go. Do something like this. Not quite. Can we... No, like, no. There, oh, wait, oh, there we go. Let's see. All of these need to be like that, I think. Which is a little tricky, but we can connect a path like this. Well, it's not actually tricky. There's only one option there. If you're doing that, we could do this. Oh, I miscounted. We do... Okay, hold on. Everything I'm trying is not working. I think these two have to be combined, right? No way to, like... I guess I still don't know if these can maybe be... Let me actually check this. Okay, yeah, see, those are satisfied. Those are satisfied. So they just need to be on the same color. I don't know if that helps me for this particular one because I think that's the only configuration that works if you're doing that. Everything else ends up connecting over here. Oh, hold on. These two. Okay, no, hold on. There we go. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, they can go through the other symbols. It doesn't matter. Okay, we could do this. Then I don't see. That's not going to work. Wow. What else can I do here? Oh, we can do something like this. Oh man, every time I need to make an adjustment, I need to adjust somewhere else, and it ruins it. And I'm just not seeing what the right option is. Okay, this is so close. Like, okay, we need to do this, but then it breaks the path there, and our only option is to do that, but then this doesn't work. Is there a way? I can't go around that way. We can do that, but then we need to lift this one. And that doesn't work. What am I missing? Yeah, I can't do that. Oh? Running into the same problem. I guess because it's symmetrical. Yikes. I guess, wait, do I know for sure that this... Okay, yeah, those don't satisfy. They can't overlap. There's only a few options for how to deal with this, right? And if I can't have the path itself go over this. So like this configuration doesn't work. Because then my only options for going over it are like this. I can't connect here or there. That doesn't work. So we can either do... If we want to cover this in light tiles, I think it has to be like this. That means we can't use either of those, which means the path has to go like this. The path can't go over this because then that won't be satisfied. So we definitely can't touch that. But then we have to go there. And we can't go here because this doesn't leave enough there. And we can't go here because that connects all of those. So I think this one can't be a light tile one. If we do dark tiles, we have the option of doing them in a row or like this. If we do them in a row like this, then we run into a problem here. So that's fine for there, but this can't stay here. We could do this to get around that. And now we have an extra 2 tiles over here. We can't touch either. We can't toggle either of these. Or this one. We can do this. We can do this. But this doesn't work because there's too many here. This doesn't work because that still leaves 5. Okay, and the other symmetry option is just going to be the same. And that kind of just leaves this as an option, which means we can't go there or there. Then to connect the paths, we have to go like this. But now we have, again, too many down here, so close. We can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Wow. Am I missing or forgetting or misunderstanding a rule? No, that works, but then this doesn't work. All of those are happy, but then that doesn't work. Oh. No. Okay. I was excited for a second. I missed that. Is there a way to make this work? No. Going in circles here. It's not good. Man. Let me just kind of check some things. So like, these don't operate on diagonals, right? I think I've confirmed that. We just something like this. Like this is not going to be satisfied by these three, right? No. But it works like that. Can we... Have I tried a situation where there's like an L here? Means I can't touch either of these. Yeah, but the path needs that. Oh, this... Does this work? Did I not try something like this? Okay. Wow, that was tough. I think I tried something that was kind of similar to that, but not quite, I guess. Oh dear. So this needs 6, huh? They have to be an empty because the path can't go through there. So these ones definitely have to be empty. And these can't be joined because the path needs to cut through it. That needs 6. This needs 5. We have 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's going to be something where we just kind of go around. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6, 3. Here's this. I guess another way to think about this. There's 6 and 5. That's 11. We need 11 empty tiles. Minus these 2 is 9. So 9 empty tiles within this grid. Right? 5 here, 4 here. If I was to do something like this, then I could put blocking there. I forgot. I'm not counting things. Hold on. That's the two. Can't do that. Three, 4, 5. Or... Not symmetrical. We need to somehow... Then we get too many and not enough. Okay, wait, so there... How long does the path need to be? No, let's not... Because not every lit tile is necessarily part of the path. But we know that 9 tiles have to be empty. This is what, a 4 by 5 grid? We have 11 lit tiles. The path can't be longer than 11. I don't know if that actually helps me, though. I just thought of something. There's no way... does the path have to be on lit tiles? If I test... I don't... Oops. I don't think I've tested that yet. Have I? Okay, the path, I think, does have to be on lit tiles. Unless there's some other rule for making a path on non-lit tiles. All right, so this needs 5. What is a way that I can? What are the different ways that I can get 5 out of this? There's that. Then we have, but then we can't get up there. That's if we go all the way to the edge. Is that the only way if we do that? I mean, we can block things off. We can't block too much off because then we don't have enough to satisfy this. Okay, if we go here instead, can't do like snaking path like that. Oh, does this work? No, this doesn't work here. I've got too many. I need to flip this the other way, huh? How did I do that? Like this? Okay, those have to be like this. And if those have to be like that, then we go here. We can't go there, so we go here. Okay, then now we can have a branching right here. Theoretically, we could have something like this, right? Nope, because then we wouldn't be able to make a path through here. So, let's see, that's... Or we go like this. How many do we have here? It looks like enough. Needs to have 3. They're going to be empty since this is next to a path. Because this goes here, which means one of these is empty. This just go around like this, maybe, but then we need to somehow close this off. No, we don't want to do that. Maybe we want to go around. Two, 2, 3, path, yeah. Sector glyph. Okay, cool. Did the grid get smaller? Does that mean, or the grid is going to be larger? The cells are smaller. I'm guessing. Yeah, I think the grid is just going to be getting bigger. Some of these later ones. Okay, how do we do this? We need to leave 3. We can't just do that. Is this teaching you that they can be on the light squares as well? I think that's what's going on here. Already figured that one out. Five, yeah. If we can make we would need to make the path. We can make it 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then we don't have a way that. Given this one's location, we can't do that. That's not enough. We can't loop around like that. Yeah, at least one of these. I think 2 of them are going to have to be part of the path, huh? Okay, I mean, that works, but except for this one. There we go. Well, it's a lot of, yeah. Maybe he just wants me to touch all of them. Is there a way to touch all of them? I don't think so. There's 4 there. 4 plus 6. Okay, yeah, that actually looks like it checks out. And now having to consider whether or not they're part of the path is just more things to try and think about. So there's 4. There's 4. 6, 7, 8. I don't think we can. I think this one has to be on its own. Because if we were to try and connect to it, this loops back. Either of these, both of these complete it. So this one has to be empty, which means we have to sector it in this area. So. Oh, okay, but we don't want to connect to here, I don't think. Because I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to sector the rest of them. Oh, but how am I going to do this without? Or maybe the path needs to go through all the. Can I make the path length 9 and connect all of the others? No, because if we go up here, yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a way. The only way I can do that is like this, right? But that doesn't work. That's not going to work. Okay, we can group. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. I think what we do is these are all done, and then we just need to make 9 empty spaces in here, like that. Uh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that doesn't work. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have this is unrolled cube, so that's 6. Then we just need to eliminate one of those. This doesn't work here though. Uh, go through that one instead. Grid distance, so it should be the same. And then here we need a total of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This is going to be kind of similar, isn't it? Guessing it's something like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's too many. But that's only... Wait a minute. Okay, I think I need to go through more of them then. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's no way to shorten the length of the path. There's no way to get there without going through at least one. Did I miscount? Count 10 there, yeah. So that's currently okay. But the problem is, it's not a. There's 6 in order to get the last one. Yeah, just making sure I counted right. And it's not going to be any different if I go the other way. Since it's on a grid. What? You don't have a lot of options here, actually. Hold on. So how does this even work? From here, it's let's see, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gonna need to be a multiple of 5 if we're going through these. 2, 3, 4. And then the distance from here to there, right, is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 and 4, right? Yeah. So if you go here, then there's only all the paths are length 12. If we go here, then we already tried this. I'm Okay, there's alternate path. We can go. We don't need to take the shortest distance, right? So it must be one of these. It must be like this then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I mean, because we're just like trading 3 for 3 when we choose different paths. That doesn't work. I must be thinking about this wrong. There is no path that doesn't go through at least one of these. That means yeah, that just means I have to make the path length be a multiple of 10 or 5. Right? Right? Problem is this is starting not on the grid, and so it's good. It ends up making things off by 1. And I don't really know how to account for that. Okay, that's fine. That's 5. Okay, yeah, but see this, the distance here is only 4. The distance here is only a couple, so... Here we're still at a multiple of 5, right? Or no, because I think now, well now... I think that... Yeah, that doesn't work. And that's the same. Man. I should go through all of them? I guess I hadn't considered that. That was like the only thing I hadn't considered. Okay. I mean, it's probably quicker to actually just kind of brute force it, huh? Just try a few different combinations that until it works. That's not going to be enough. So you actually do get a different result going this way. Okay. If I have to go through one of these, I'm gonna have to go through more than one. There's 8. And then this will be 12. Here's 8, 9, 10, 11. So maybe these are not the 2 that I need to... I have to go... Yeah, maybe these are not the 2 that I need to go through. If I go through a different 2... then it works. How many do we get here? This is 16. Can I just eliminate some until we have enough? Oh, I think I keep getting achievements for I think different numbers of failed attempts. It should eventually work, right? Unless I'm thinking about this wrong. Or there's just not enough spaces. Oh no, it's 5. There's 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, we need 20 empty spaces. How many do we get here? We get 10, 16, 20. Wait, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 is 10. We have 6 here for 16. Plus 4 for 20? What am I missing? This takes care of this whole row. This takes care of this whole row. Oh no, it's 5. There's 5, not 4. Okay, there's 25. Yikes. So we're going to have to go through some of them because they count up to the entire grid, 5 by 5. So how many do we need to go through? This is not going to be enough. I have too much empty space. And since there's exactly the right number of triangles for the whole grid space, there's not going to be a case where we're just blocking some off like that. We actually have to... We have to make a path that's a multiple of 5 somehow. Here we go. Okay, similar situation. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right now. Now there's 6 of them, and there's 5 each. So yeah, we're still a full grid situation. Could kind of just do this. But it's not quite right. Like that whole row is just taken up by this one. This one needs an extra one. But then these two need some more. Path is too long. Could do this. Nope, that's not gonna work. This one, yeah, okay. This doesn't look right to me. So, okay, there's enough here, but if I reshuffle this, if I go like this, and now the number's wrong, I can do this, count for that missing one. Okay. Alright, is this the last one for this area? It's starting to take longer. I probably should be taking a break soon. Let's just... Okay, yeah, they're just gonna start getting harder because now combining old rules. Alright, I think this is a good point for break then.